Thank you for joining us once again on TVC Breakfast, and we've been speaking in the last couple of minutes with Abiodun Adedeji, a public affairs analyst and also a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Mr. Abiodun Adedeji, thanks for hanging on, as well as election observer, veteran election observer Razak Olokoba. Let me quickly come back to you, because you were speaking about the strength of the ruling party as against the divisions on record. I think you were referring to, was it Imo or both states?
Or both states.
Okay, carry on.
Now, what I'm saying is this. When you look at election pattern, for every incumbent, already you have secured 30% of the votes by virtue of appointment you have made from commissioners, executive assistants. Now, whoever wants to be your opposition, I want to unseat the incumbent. You have a very big job to do to, first of all, get the 30% off and move to get more percentage for you to unseat the incumbent. But what we have in Nigeria, many of our politicians, like my brother said, is that they have not developed up to the level of accepting defeat. Once election is concluded, they go back to their sleeping mode. They don't engage in constructive criticisms that will make constructive one, not the one on social media. Not the one on social media. So they will not go back and do constructive decisions that will make grassroots people, the voters, to really have their love and now consider them. When you look at former ACN, that was the last time we had what they call opposition. And you know, the social media were not there much. But for every action of government, they engage government constructively. But what we have now is not a true opposition. Once election is concluded, instead of looking at why they fail, they begin to disparage judiciary, they begin to disparage INEC in a manner that will suggest as if truly they win that election. So, Kogi and Bayelsa, there may be no difference from power of incumbency. Let's wait for the result to come out. But for Imo, you will see the distance between the ruling APC and the PDP and Labour. And that is also a pointer for us for 2027. That's a pointer to us. And that's also to tell us that, look, as an opposition, it is a big job. It's not a joke. You want to be a credible and viable opposition party, not on the social media. And when you look at Kogi, in fact, look at PDP result in Kogi. It's so funny. And that has also, if I were Dino Melaye, the greatest mistake he has made is to contest for that election. Because it has reduced his rating. No serious special candidate want to take him to go and lead him for campaign in such a state. Distance third.
Fourth.
Is it fourth?
He came third.
He came third. Something thousand.
It was a distance.
It was a distance. I mean,
6,000.
as if it's a new party. So that will tell us that the oppositions don't understand what it means to be an opposition party.
In Kogi State, comrade, there were some, funny happenings on Saturday, and Dino Melaye was among the people who first cried foul. The issue of the field result sheets, and then more people also contended with that. INEC, spoke out and said they would investigate, and now supplementary elections will be held in those respective polling units within those 4 or 5, local governments. But, based on the intervention of the returning officer, results have already, been announced, even though we will still be having supplementary elections there. But then there are still knocks. People have still, slammed INEC. They've also alleged a collusion of security agencies in Imo and Kogi State. INEC has said it was above board, and if it has to clean house and come down hard on airing personnel that may have, brought about this already filled forms. I just want to know your rating of INEC and, its stakeholder bodies in this off-cycle elections.
Well, from our discussion, I was not in any of the places, but from our discussion with our people that were there, really will agree with me that there were apprehension in Bayelsa, in Kogi, and in Imo. Particularly, Kogi is clear enough that there may be some trouble because of recovery from IPOB, sit at home. But it came out fine because one of the den of IPOB was Imo, Enugu, and Anambra. But it came out, which shows that both in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo, the question of security challenges there were blown out of proportion. And this brings us back to what he has said and what I've been saying, that it is important for Nigerians to begin to distance ourselves from instigation from the political class. Painting a picture that the INEC is not doing the appropriate thing, that security agent is being compromised. And looking at the body language of the president shows clearly that if you want to win an election, go and win. I am not going to take any bullet for anybody. Tinubu has demonstrated that. So, and like we have been saying, which has corroborated that the political class should learn how to win election. If you don't learn how to win election, don't hold anybody responsible. Internalize your view that why did I fail? Why did I win that election? And that's why INEC became complicit in it. That before election, INEC has a responsibility to train everybody. We have been putting this to INEC, and INEC has been believing that what's my business to train someone to prepare for loss? It's part of their responsibility.
Training for loss. For
loss. You must prepare their mind that you may win this election, and you may also lose election. And that the pursuit of your victory is not greater than Nigeria. You must instill that in all contestants, either the incumbent, either APC, either PDP, to such an extent that even after election, in the pursuit of justice, you must reconsider the bigger picture. If I am a businessman and I have challenge with the financial sector, I won't bring the country down as a businessman. But as a politician, if you have a challenge with your election, you can't bring the country down. So INEC must begin to look towards that direction. And that is why the Trump election, the American society has a responsibility to checkmate Trump, because the political bureau has set that standard for anybody that merits the presidency. So immediately begin to fall out of that standard, they put him to order. And that may cost him his contest in the future, that there's a particular character that we expect from someone who wants to become a president in Nigeria. There's a character that is expected from someone who wants to become a governor in Nigeria. And that's why the Kogi election, we know Dino is a professional town crier. So we know that he's going to cry foul. The moment a man from his ashes wants to become the governor of Kogi State, it's going to require a concession from all other acts because it's minority. So, but from the profile of Dino, the remaining ethnic group may not want to consider to the region he's coming from now.